Hey gang, we're here for back, biceps, and shoulders. I do have a bench. You can achieve this entire workout without a bench, but if you're taking this workout to the gym with you, I recommend grabbing a bench around this height. We're going to be doing some incline rows and some incline supported reverse flies on the bench. If you have access to a cable machine, then you will have the option to do your face pulls with that cable rope attachment, mid-level height or low. I'll be using a resistance band for face pulls. You can take this also in a seated or kneeling position if you're using resistance bands like I am, and that's going to give you the best angle for that. We've got 3 supersets. We've got 1 drop set. As far as weight selection, I have 30s, I have 20s, I have 15s, I have 8s. So I definitely encourage something on the lighter side, like below 10 pounds for reverse flies, even front raises, things like that, like certain shoulder moves, which we have today. And your bicep curls, depending on what level you're at for bicep curls, have some lighter options. I doubt I'll be using the 30s today, but they are there. I'll be using primarily 20s and 15s. So very dumbbell only friendly, in home or gym friendly. So let's go ahead and get set up. I went ahead and did my warm up independently. Make sure you are warmed up, ready to go, especially on suspecting areas like the neck, shoulders, areas where you're training and you may not realize you're creating tension just in terms of the way your gaze is and what's going on in terms of like your posture. Are your shoulders up versus down and back away from the ears? These are things you all want to focus on in the warm-up to make sure you're opening up the back, you're creating some sort of mobility in the shoulders when you're working shoulders, and you're just focusing on getting that body nice and loose, stretched. I'll give you enough cues to make sure you're not creating unnecessary tension, but make sure you include those certain things in your warm-up. So I'm going to go ahead with basically like a 25 degree angle here. We're going to kick things off with assisted supported rows. Now we've got 4 rounds, so what I'm going to do is kind of start light with the intention of making progressions. We've got how many reps? Oh, this is actually a 6 to 8 rep range. Okay, so you'll have no problem making progressions here. We're going to alternate this move with a side plank hip raise. Again, 6 to 8-ish per side. All right. So instead of resting, we are going right into a side plank, a weighted side plank. So we love a little weighted core, especially in our back work. Make sure you grab either a towel, pillow, something to support the head, neck, shoulders. Good. Set number 1 is all about achieving a weight selection that you're comfortable with, like you know you can achieve, and then all other sets after that is about what's my next challenge. Side plank. Drop that inside knee if needed, if you need a modification. Eight, lower that weight first before you switch sides or create that quick little booty spin. I've said this before, I'll say it 100 times over. I will take stabilization work like this, especially weighted core work, over crunches all day long. Because we have so few opportunities to really focus on working the deep core and the pelvic floor. So I try to give y'all postpartum mamas a little something extra most workouts if possible. Keeping that 115 there for side plank or skis. Good. I said I wasn't going to use my 30s. I might be going back on that. Set number 2, side planks. We've got 3 sets of side planks, 4 sets of those assisted rows. Good stuff. Consider this move to be a slight warm-up for the shoulders, for what's to come. Good, good. Now, if you're not there in terms of weight, go body weight for that move. No shame in that. I'd rather you feel confident, stable, balanced. Recruit your core stabilizers and perform the move with intention and quality form. Then use terrible form, trying to barely hold yourself in the correct position, and recruit opposite opposing muscles to potentially maybe even strain something or pull something. So that's not the vibe. We want to level up, of course, but we want to be confident in our form and movement quality before we do so. Good, good. Last time you'll see these bad boys. We all have, like, if you ever go into a gym setting or like a fitness class, like, we all know those people that show up to these classes or go to the gym like every day, even like multiple times a day, and work out for many hours. And they literally get nowhere because they're doing half squats, or they're barely lunging, or they're barely progressing in weight selection. Like, they're there, but they're not there. You know what I'm saying? We wish those people the best, but you look over, and once you understand quality form, you're like, I want to tell them they're wasting their time, you know? Or should I just like stay out of it? Good job. Awesome shit. And then I just end up like staying out of it. And then you find out like that person's just like injured because they're deteriorating their body by not eating protein and just like doing hours on the treadmill and shit. It's like, wow, I'm really shocked that person's injured. It's shocking. Okay, 6 to 8 reps. This is set number 4, last set before we move forward. Oh, so good. Awesome sauce. Oh, awesome sauce. So set number 1 is done. We've got a seated front raise, alternating with a face pull. So I'm going to take a couple face pull practice reps, if you will. Try to see what is best resistance-wise. All right, yeah, I got it. Going heavy. Rep range, what do we got? We've got 8 to 10. All right, I'm gonna start light again, progress to heavy. You can go seated, standing, whatever is best for you, but I try to cut out the lower half if possible. Seated is the best way to accomplish that. Good, 8, I'm going 2 more. Focus really heavily on the lowering motion, the concentric, because you're really trying to force gravity and keep it controlled as best you can coming down versus just letting the weight carry you, okay? The more you're letting the weight carry you, the less engaged, the less time under tension. And when you're working out at home specifically, you need time under tension on your side, like non-negotiable. I like 5 seconds. So 5 full seconds of tension would look like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 6 is even better. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So give yourself some cues. Elbows stay above the wrists in face pulls. Good shit. I've got a full-on Britney Spears playlist going on right now. I'm loving it. We love Brit. Again, we wish her the best, but the music is what it is. It's iconic. So Oh, definitely a big jump. 8s to 15s. Good stuff. Quick sip of water. Last set is coming. We're moving into a drop set. For our overhead presses. Overhead presses. All right. Here's the deal. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for these heavy front raises, which is going to impact my decision in my heaviest weight for my overhead press drop set. But I'm just going to trust that it's going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Listen, it all works out like it's supposed to. At the end of the day, whatever you're stressed about, whatever you're feeling anxious about, I once heard this phrase in a guided meditation, and it was peak performance. The line goes, how would you show up if you had no fear or doubt? Think about that question. Just how would you show up if you had zero fear or doubt? And then you think about it, it's like, why are we not showing up that way? Why are we just not showing up that way? Because 90% of the shit that we fear in our head is literally, 95% of it is just shit made up that we're worried about may happen in the future. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't even happen. But we're trying to predict and make things unfold a certain way, and you just can't. Whatever is going to unfold will be. So there's no reason to have fear about what may or may not happen. It just doesn't make sense logically. Makes no logical sense. But we sit and we worry about the future, and we create this unnecessary anxiety. It's all self-induced because we're worried or fearful about what may or may not happen, where we're living in the past. And we're literally trying to predict the future with what happened in the past, which you can't do. None of us can predict the way things unfold, the way other people react, what other people do, what other people say. And we sit and we try to play it out anyway, instead of just being highly present and showing up without fear, without any self-doubt, and trusting the things are going to unfold the way they will. Challenges are going to show up, whether you want them to or not. So it's about how you respond. It's not about what happened in the past. It's not about what may or may not happen in the future. How could you show up today to be the best version of you if you had no fear? And when you're worried about shit like what people are going to think, guess what? People are going to think what they want. You can't control other people's thoughts. And the people that you're worried about judging you, they don't give a shit. They're not worried about you and what you think. Nobody cares. Like, you're worried about what someone from high school chemistry is going to say or think about you. Like, that person doesn't care. Nobody is, like, giving you a second thought in your life choices. Make decisions that make sense for you. first set, I'm gonna go for 30s. Drop set, heaviest weight goes first. Weight selection is 8 to 12. Second set, 6 to 8. Third set, AMRAP. That means as many reps as possible with the lowest weight option. Doesn't matter if it's 2 reps or 27. Six to 8. If you didn't get close to failure in the first 2 sets, you're getting close to failure here. AMRAP with the lowest weight. Let's go. If you made it till failure, then I'm proud of you. We've got our last superset. It's an alternating bicep curl with a supported reverse fly. So make sure you've got room. Did I say it's 25-degree angle? I meant 45. If I said that, then ignore that. Okay, alternating bicep curl. 6 to 8 reps. What you do on one side, you must do on the other. It's alternating. Alright, you got a reverse fly, again 6 to 8 reps. Set number 1, done. Quick sip of water. We've got 2 more sets. Whew. Here's where I need you to start understanding the difference between maxing out in your efforts and leaving like many reps on the table. So none of these moves should have required you to leave 4, 5, 6 reps in the reserves. Like, it was get to failure or as close to it as possible. The reps are shorter in range. And the reason that we shorten our rep range is specifically to work on volume, to pick up heavier weights, weights that scare us, weights that we're not used to, and we find that challenge. Talking to a friend recently about the difference between exercising to be challenged, like somewhat challenged, and then training specifically with intention and very close to failure. And the difference is like night and day. She's like, Caitlin, I don't understand how I've been exercising, right, for like 27 years and never realized the difference. Like, I can't believe, why was I not doing this sooner? And I was like, well, because everyday people are not exactly experts in training. So until you work with a trainer, follow a program, you're not going to create the right intention. You're not going to create the right structure. You're not going to have the appropriate protocol. Get to failure. Come on, push. 2 to 3 reps in the reserve max. Now, if you got to 8 every single time without getting to that shaking point, that fatigue, I'm going to need you to like reevaluate some life choices going forward. Awesome job, guys. Ooh, way to show up, way to slay. Back, biceps, shoulders, done. Checked it off the list. You went all out today. You lifted with heavy volume. You lifted with intention. You did something hard, challenging, specific to build your confidence and to show you you could do hard things. You just did one. This is one example of a hard thing that you can do every single day if you want. So go eat, hydrate, stretch, move your body outside of this workout. Go slay the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.